Hey, what's going on, guys? Moab here, and welcome back to another How to Even Factions episode. And today, I'm showing you guys the culmination of everything that I have done so far, plus some tips and tricks, plus a little bit more of what you're going to see. So this is basically a video about what you should expect to see when going up to bases on really any faction server. This is stuff that you will see most often, stuff that you should be looking for, and stuff that people tend to use more often than other defenses. And so here you have your super simple base. Now the first thing that we have is our wraps that go all the way around the base, 3 layers of wraps, as you guys can see on this base. And then the next thing that we go straight off into is single walls and single walls. Very basic. 2 very basic defenses to cover your base. Some of the most basic defenses people tend to use today in the current factions era that we are in. I'm sure that there are certain eras of factions. If you looked over and see how people design bases throughout the whole time of factions, you'd see a lot of changes, and that'd be really interesting to actually take a look at. I should probably take a look into doing that. But yeah, so one thing before we really get into this here is there will be a tutorial on everything that I have done so far, linked on the screen and in the description. So I've done wraps, I've done single walls, I've done corner pillars, I've done a bunch of the stuff that I'm about to show you guys. It will all be linked on the screen when we go over it, and down in the bottom for you guys to check out if you would like to learn more, if you haven't seen those videos just yet. But let's get back into this. So we have our base, our wraps, our single walls, our corner pillars. Obviously, I did slab some of the corner pillars just to show you guys what that would look like. And now we're gonna move into slabbing. So slabbing corner pillars, as you guys can see, every block is slabbed here. Didn't fill it all in. Didn't feel like it was completely necessary to fill it all in. And then I just put some water over it. But the next thing that I'm gonna show you guys is what most people refer to as slab cakes. There's some mini versions of these. There's a version where it's just straight up slabs like this. I'll go ahead. There's a version of these where you have water in between, which is one that I just thought up of when I was making this one, which is one with just straight slabs stacked on top of each other, usually 10 to 6 blocks tall, and they are supposed to be good at things that cannons that slab bust and try to stack at the same time, because obviously they cannot shoot down through 10 blocks at one time with just the slab busting TNT, so they'd obviously have to increase the power and the depth of the explosion of the slab buster to be able to take out all the slabs and get the sand to stack. So they're just kind of to slow down sand stacking. This one that I was kind of just interested, would this work? I just kind of built it. Don't know if it works. Don't know how well it is. But it's just slabs with water in between, so that you can't slab bust multiple at a time. You have to slab bust them each individually, as far as I can think, as far as I can theorize on how this works, because that is all I really can do, because I have no clue how to build a slab busting cannon at all. I'm no cannoner. I just do defenses, guys. That is purely what I do, and that is all I can do. And so yeah, just to kind of show you guys without the glass what it would look like, here is this. As you guys can see, no air pockets except for on the slabs, which automatically create air pockets. This one has 3, 6, 8 layers here. And then 8 layers on this one, just to show you guys, because you do need a little bit of a water pocket in front of them for them to work really well, because sometimes the TNT lands here and they can push it outward if you have sources on these top blocks, and like sources on every one of them, because the source does indeed flow forward. If you don't feel it, it does affect blocks like TNT and such like that. And so we'll push them off, or push some of it off if somebody tries to do a cannon that can bust through multiple of these. Just a little kind of extra defense there to add on. The very next wall here that we have, or the next 2 ones that I will go over, are regions. They're single tube regions. They're not even the regions that are built up to sky limit. Usually you will see these regions like this. People don't tend to build these all the way up and tend to do the top parts. They usually just do them like this and fill them in with lava, so that they region like that. And then we have the 2 wide ones, the ones that are more spread out. And as you guys can see, they are regening in and everything, and then you have your slabs at the bottom. Now we're moving on to doubles. So here we have doubles, you know, the infamous double regen wall that has 2 thick and then 1, and it just gens in and gens back. And yeah, stronger regen than those ones, and definitely more recommended and so much better. And then the next thing that we have is something that I did a tutorial on in the last video, is our sand wall and our sand filter walls. So sand wall, very basic sand wall, just goes straight across. Sand filter walls, they are made into a checkerboard pattern with some space in between them, to be specific, 1 block. I wouldn't do more than 2 on these, to be quite honest, because you don't want them to take up a lot of room, and you don't want them to be just a waste. And so the next thing that we're going to move on to is some underneath or floor defenses, as some might call them, because they defend the floor of your base if you don't go all the way down, if your defenses don't go all the way down to bedrock. And then some roof defenses if your defenses don't go all the way up to sky limit. Or even if you do have defenses off to sky limit, sometimes bases might have these. And so we're going to start with the roof ones first. So the first one, very basic checkerboard pattern with the slabs and the hole blocks. Super easy to bust. Land it on the slab, instantly one-shots it. AC 130s exploit this to get in, and these would not recommend 0 out of 10. The next thing that you guys will see is just like caked walls, just like walls that just go across, kind of like horizontal walls like this, regular walls, because they don't wrap all the way down the base. They just go all the way across the top. I mean, they can wrap all the way down the base, but that's kind of cutting in on a lot of the base's interior space is the word I'm looking for. And then the final one here is a checkerboard pattern that you will need to do multiple of to get it to work efficiently, and it does it like this. So you build this above the world limit with like a row of solid blocks going around it like this, you know, so that people don't try to do an easy cannon that just shoots into that little pocket, land sand in there with it, and then that busts it up. So you'll do it like this all the way around each one, unless you have some kind of other protection against the walls here. And the only thing that I know of is there's one cannon that can AC 130 that is specifically modified to fire into one block, but you have to align it with that block and make sure it is perfectly aligned. It does get the sand and TNT down to the block because of how it causes them to fall when they're coming down, because it shoots them way higher than the world height, and then when they're falling down, they end up landing in the same block, and they don't they have not a low clipping chance, but they have a better chance to not clip than a normal AC 130 does. And so I haven't even seen that cannon in action. I've only heard about it. And so if you want to do this, you can go ahead and be my guest. If you didn't want to do this, it's chill, whatever you want to do, really. The next thing that we're going to move on to is a couple tips and tricks. So here we have a little setup. So this is a tip for you guys. So when you're going to gen something in, say you're going to gen in a base wall like here. So let's say you wanted to gen in a wall inside of your base, but it sticks to the same roof as the main part of your base. What you want to do is, whenever genning anything really, any walls, any regions, anything like that, you always want to have the source block flowing down, and the source flow, what this middle block here is called, the source flow, that's what I'm going to call it, just so it's easier for people to understand, touching every single block that is flowing down. So say you have a block flowing forward, you want the source flow to also be touching that forward flowing block. If you do not have the source flow, let us see what happens when you don't have the source flow. So we're going to gen in both of these walls at the same time, and we're going to then look at them afterwards. So here we go. We're going to pour water, and we're going to see what happens. So as you guys can see, it is already taking effect. There is no source flow here to cause the lava to stay going downward in this downward motion here. It does not allow it to continue the lava flow going downwards, and it cuts it off from the source. So you don't even have lava flowing. It just goes down, and it'll generate a weird pattern like this. Obviously, it won't generate like this on other faction servers due to the fast flow here. It did make a kind of pattern that you could be useful for doing filter walls, but do not try this on other faction servers that do not have as fast a flowing water and lava updates that this server does. So, yeah, don't try this. Not good. See? Causes errors. Always have the source flow touching what you're trying to gen in. I just realized that I didn't even go over another thing over here was our floor defenses. So let's start off on the very basic one. It's kind of like this one where there are normal walls covering the roof, normal walls covering underneath to stop and slow down reversing. Usually these are made of obsidian or something that has more than one-shot durability when it comes to whatever faction server, whatever factions plugins they're working with. Another one is the checkerboard design like on this one, just without the wrapping around it on the side. This is just to kind of do the same purpose as here, where it'll kind of like filter out sand and TNT, as it is harder to reverse shot a base and get the sand and TNT to compress in those tiny blocks there. And another one is kind of like a filter wall design here on the bottom of the base, and this is supposed to basically make the sand and TNT clip and fall all the way down when they're trying to shoot at the base underneath and trying to get it to blow these up so that they can blow up underneath this base. There are a few things that I didn't show in this. I didn't show filter walls because you're not going to see those as often, like cobblestone filter walls. I didn't show 45-degree regions, and I also didn't show roof regions. But I will be doing all those later on in tutorials if you guys wanted those. And two more things here I'm going to show you guys. So I know I personally like to gen in a wall on the inside of my base. Just an anti-glitch layer is what it really is. And so what you're going to do if you want an anti-glitch layer like this, you have against the wall border. Somebody flies against the wall border and they get shoved back. They can get pushed inside of your base. But with this water pocket here, they fly against the wall border, get pushed back, get pushed in this water pocket, then they drown, or if they have push and water breathing or aquatic, they just have to stay there and go to /spawn, and they cannot glitch into your base. So one of the super cool things to do here is to gen this in. So we have it like this. You're going to go 2 blocks back from the edge of the base on all sides, which you're going to gen them in, and then you're going to put these like this. I'm going to do it all the way around at the corner too to show you guys. And then you'll fall down, you will place slabs covering the area, and then you'll go 2 blocks backwards and place more slabs. Oops, think placed them. Nope, placed them just perfect. And you just do it like this all the way around the base. I'm getting mad lag. Hold on. There we go. Fixed. There we go. And so then you just go around the base like this, filling all of the slabs in that you need. Boom. If you're doing this outside of the world border, I would not obviously you can't put this one there. So what I would recommend you doing is you already have this wall genned in, and then what you do is you just I'll actually show you guys that after we gen in this other one. So we'll set this one to 00004. There we go. Alright, so we're going to do this first one. Since we already have it all set up, then you just go around and you place your lava sources like this. Kind of easy to identify where you haven't placed a lava source. You will need to go to the corner here and place a lava source like that. You won't be able to place that against any block. And then they should all go downward. Like that. Nice. And then we'll cut this off here at the very end. Man, what is up with the lag today? Cool. So there's that. Let's break this and just get this flowing. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. I don't want this to cause me any errors when trying to gen this in. Obviously, you guys would go all the way around the base when you're doing yours. I'm not going to do that when I'm doing mine. Alright, and then the very next thing that you gotta do is you just go across the top of your base wherever you are ginning them in, and you just pour water down the side like so. Gotta make sure to cover every single block that you're gonna try to do. That's not necessary actually, but I would like to have this here so that the water does not flow in and cause up any errors. So now that we have this going down, there's going to be a couple of glitches here because of how I'm just trying to gen in all this. And I'm doing some stuff weird. And I also placed slabs where I shouldn't have. That's a no-no. There we go. Cool. Alright, and now you guys can see you've ginned it in. And then all you have to do is gin in the next wall. So here is how you do that. So you take your base now, you have it like this, right? You go down and you 2 blocks out from the edge, you place your slabs. Alright. And then you just place it along the back wall like this. They should all float together nicely. And then what you're going to do is go out from the wall a little bit. Hold on, let's get this all capped off. There we go. Go out from the wall a little bit. Boom. And you just... will that cause it? No. Alright, yeah. I would do it out from the wall a little bit though, just to make sure that you don't cause any ginning errors, and then it should all gin downward fairly smoothly. The other way to do this is to just gin it like if it was a normal wall, so you gin it like if it was a wrap wall, and then when you go to finish up the top, whatever you gotta do to the top, you just cover the lava sources with cobblestone, wait for all the lava to flow down, mine inside, and just fill water in. That's another way to do it as well. Fairly efficient, and you don't have to mess with all of this confusing stuff. But if you end up doing something where you wanted to gin in a wall like this or something like that, this is how I would recommend that you do that. So, now that you guys have seen this tips and tricks video, hope you guys did enjoy this. Like the video if you do enjoy and want to see some more from the How to Even Factions series. I want to see some more tips and tricks in general that I can think of, or if there's any questions you guys have or tutorials you want to be seen, please leave a comment down below and I will try my best to get something put together for you guys. And so I hope you guys did enjoy this. Like the video if you do enjoy, and I will catch you guys next time. Until then, see you guys later. Peace.